In the Blackroot Forest, there's a place no animal ever dares to go. Not the cunning foxes, not the silent owls, not even the proud wolves. It's the old cave, just beyond the crooked hill. The animals whisper stories about it. They say the cave doesn't echo, they say it breathes. Among them was Kiro, a young raccoon, who was tired of the constant teasing. "You're scared of shadows, Kiro," the other animals would mock. There's nothing inside that cave, their taunts stung, and one night, under a sliver of moon that looked like a broken claw, Kiro decided he'd had enough. He was going to prove them all wrong. He lit a small lantern, its gentle glow pushing back the creeping darkness, and set off towards the Forbidden's cave. The closer he got, the quieter the forest became. The chirping of crickets faded, the rustle of leaves stopped, there was no wind. The only sound left was his own shaky breath, puffing out in small white clouds. And then, he heard it, heish, heish. A slow, wet, heavy sound. It wasn't the wind, it was coming from the cave. The legends were true, it was breathing. Kiro's heart hammered against his ribs, but he couldn't turn back now. He swallowed the lump of fear in his throat and stepped across the threshold. The air inside was instantly icy and thick, clinging to his fur. It smelled of old, damp earth and something else, something rotten that made his nose twitch. His small lantern flickered, casting dancing shadows on the stone walls. As the light wavered, he saw them strange markings etched into the rock. They were long, deep claw scratches, far too large for any bear or wolf he had ever seen. The silence was absolute, pressing in on him from all sides. Then, a whisper slithered out from the darkness. "Why have you come?" Kiro spun around, his lantern held high. "Who's there? Show yourself," he yelled, his voice trembling. There was no reply. Only that same chilling sound, louder now. Heish, heish. Suddenly, the ground beneath his paws shifted. The very walls of the cave seemed to tremble, and a low rumble vibrated through his bones. His lantern flame dimmed, shrinking to a tiny, weak flicker, and in that fading light, he saw them. Eyes, hundreds of them. They opened in the suffocating darkness, glowing with a faint, sickly light. They blinked slowly, lazily, as if they had been watching him for a very, very long time. A massive shadow began to uncoil from the depths of the cave, a form that towered over him. It wasn't made of fur or skin, it was a swirling, churning mass, like living smoke, with sharp, razor-like shapes twisting within it. "You have entered my home," the voice hissed, the sound coming from everywhere at once. "No one leaves once they are chosen." Kiro scrambled backward, his mind screaming at him to run, but when he looked back, the entrance was gone. There was only solid, unforgiving stone where the moonlit forest had been just moments before. He was trapped. The shadow crept closer, and an unnatural cold radiated from it, so intense it felt like his fur was freezing. His paws trembled uncontrollably as the hundreds of eyes began to circle him, their whispers joining into a horrifying chorus. "Stay. Stay with us. Stay forever." He finally found his voice and screamed. It was a sharp, desperate sound that tore through the silent forest. Outside, the animals heard it. It cut through the night, a cry of pure terror. But by the time a few of the bravest animals crept toward the cave at dawn, there was no sign of a struggle. All they found was Kiro's small lantern, lying at the entrance, its metal casing still warm to the touch. There was no raccoon, there were no footprints leading away. No trail at all, there was only one thing. A low, soft, rhythmic breathing, coming from deep within the cave. Heish, heish. From that day on, the animals gave the cave a new name, the Living Hole. And they say that sometimes, on the most silent of nights, if you listen very, very closely, you can hear a new sound from inside, a faint, frantic scratching. As if something new was trying to get out. Some curiosity doesn't lead to knowledge. It leads to places that have no intention of letting you return. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more tales from the shadows.